Hello, welcome to this video. My name is Doreen Short. I'm an RDI consultant and an RDI mom. And in this video, we're going to be taking a close look at connection. As human beings, our learning begins and ends with connection. And the foundation for that learning starts with the connection between parent and child.
Are so beautiful to me. Can't you see?
So why is this connection so important? Because with connection comes the opportunity for the young child to learn. And here in this example, Dad is setting up the conditions so that he and his little girl can start the beginnings of a relationship with each other. And the point I want to make is that this connection is totally dependent on the conditions that are established for the learning child. And so now we're going to take a look at my son and see how the conditions affects his ability to connect. So when there is no connection, it's safe to say there really is no learning. So in this example, we're going to see my son in his circle time, and you'll be able to tell right away that he's in an environment, he is in a set of conditions that frankly don't allow him to connect in a meaningful way. Now, interestingly, in the very next circle time activity, the conditions have changed. So I really invite you to go back to the previous clip and rewatch this clip so that you can try and tell what happened, what changed, what allowed my son to go from a place of complete disconnection to one of connection in the span of just a few minutes.
Hold hands your chin as slowly as you can.
Were you able to tell a difference? If not, go back and look at the last two clips and listen carefully. Listen to the sounds, listen to the expected levels of activity, and see if you can tell why my son was successful in this last activity and why he was so unsuccessful in the prior one. Okay, before I get into this next clip, I just want to make it very clear that the people working with my son were phenomenal people. They loved him, they were wonderful with him. So, my point in showing this video is really not to diss his teachers, but it's really just to show why a focus on behavior actually prevents the kind of connection we want to foster in our children with autism. So, the speech therapist in this case is using verbal behavior strategies to try and get my son to exclaim a yay, like when kids are excited, they go, yay. Now, he never ends up saying the exclamation yay, but this clip is really just here to show you how she goes about trying to solicit that verbal behavioral response.
Zach, first we do this, and then we do snack. Yay! Oh, yay! We did it! And our last one, good job, our last one.
Okay, did you see that? He actually raised his arms. He didn't say the verbal behavior, but he's definitely communicating and connecting with her. Unfortunately, because they're so focused on the behavior, she's going to continue trying to get him to say this exclamation, yay. And what ends up happening is Zach just becomes more and more confused. And so the connection that she originally had with him starts to unravel and become lost.
Yay! Zach, one more. They're all gone. I took them away. I'm trying to figure it out. You go, bud. You found the beanbags, huh? Put in.
Now, strangely, I actually feel more sorry for the speech therapist than my son in this clip because she doesn't know what happened. I don't think she knows how to get him back when she did have a connection with him originally. So my point with this clip is that in her efforts to focus on the behavior, she's missing a much bigger picture. That bigger picture being, how do two people experience the sensations of being emotionally in sync with one another? So remember the father singing to his baby girl? He's not trying to teach her how to smile while he sings. He's not trying to solicit a certain behavior. The reward of that exchange is the very positive sensations of two people connecting with each other. And really, this is how collaboration and coordination starts. You need to have that connection in place. Okay, so now I want to illustrate what this would look like from an RDI perspective. Because RDI focuses on the guiding relationship, the conditions for learning can be more easily established for the learning child. And this also emulates the natural course of human development. This is what parents do. They are creating situations and conditions that support the kind of learning that they're trying to target. So in this next clip, I am targeting Zach's discovery in the use of gestures. Now, you may look at this and say, well, aren't you teaching him behaviors? No, because my focus is on the communication between the two of us, not what gestures he's using. So I'm helping him discover the meaningfulness behind the gestures by setting up the conditions that allow him to discover that. So in conclusion, I really want to emphasize that we cannot teach connection. We cannot teach or behaviorally induce the sensations of why connection matters. And of course, you have to have connection in order for this collaborative effort to even take place. And I hope it's very clear to you looking at this last clip that my son is engaged in something that's very meaningful for him. And so, in our collaborative effort to make a sandwich together, the connection absolutely has to be there. And I hope you can see that he is connecting and communicating in meaningful ways. Okay, so that concludes this video. I want you to know that you too can learn how to mindfully set up these conditions for connection that will not only benefit your child with autism, but the entire family. Thank you for watching.